So a rattle paddle toss later. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmental's. Happy Monday. I'm home early. It's about 11 o'clock, a little before 11, and it is bull test day today. So this is also your preemptive warning that if you don't want to watch bulls getting tested for their swimmers, then that's fine. It's still educational, and it's basically a security blanket to tell prospective buyers, or us, because we're going to try and get factory tested today, whether or not he's any good. So yeah, we're getting things finished up, getting ready for it, and I got to get factor inside, and my first attempt did not go well. All right, one of the first things on the list, we want to process this calf so we can get him in the loafing shed. And second attempt at factor failed.
110. 104. 104.
110.
Well, you can tell he just ate it. Knock him off while you're at it.
There. He is warm. Oh, you're right, buddy. That's like 115. So 110, 115. Participating. All right, that was interesting. We did get factor in the barn. Fourth time. Almost had a catastrophic issue because I went through one panel where the heifers are and crawled over the fence, and didn't think I was going to be walking through his aisle, so I didn't chain it behind me. Yeah. So a rattle paddle toss later, we got factor away from the opening that I walked through. It wasn't very big, but he would have found it and pushed his way through. So now we got to get heifers out and our bulls in. Okay, let's go, girls. Alright, so I think we're all ready to go. Just waiting on the vet. She said she was running a little bit behind, but that's okay. We got our boys north of the border, and of course they're still muddy from the other day when they were playing in the mud. And here's Factor. He's calmed down a little bit, haven't you, buddy? He got a little spooked. He tapped that red gate back there. I should probably double chain it top and bottom, which I probably will later after he found his ground feed, so I'm gonna let him do what he wants to do over there. we got it pretty much set up here. I've got my DNA test all set, ready to go. 4-factor. What do we all got here? Okay, so DNA tester here. Bravo Bull needs a new tag. So he's getting an Ohrmundt Simmental's tag. And then same shots as before. You got the Alpha 7 MB for all the black leg cholesterol type stuff and all the respiratory type stuff. We're covering with the virus shield. Yeah, 6 plus VL5. So that covers all that stuff. I'm just trying to keep it out of the direct sun. We're ready to go. It's always a little nerve-wracking. We don't have the greatest setup for this. So, I mean, our chute is okay. Our chute is really built for, I mean, it's good for cows. It's good for calves. Yearling bulls, it's a little sketchy. And then we had Bruno in here last year. Ooh, that was a little beyond sketch. So, yeah, mature bulls, not so much.
Clearly gets them to release some fluid.
Oh, those are better.
Yeah, that's much better, actually. Opaque. Okay. We can try that. Okay. Well, you can work on taking that out of there, Tom, and
Now you want to check it first.
Thanks, Bubba. Yep. Let him in.
alright, I'm gonna give him a break too. Stop, so. Remove it, and we'll see. All we need is up.
Yeah. There you go, bud. No, out.
Great catch.
You got the front anchor.
Pretty clear now. One more in it. Yeah, you didn't do it that way. That's what you want.
That's not too bad.
No, let me go look.
This is FL 431. No, it's over. You're done. I know. You can go out and talk outside.
No, not this way, no.
Hey, come on. Come on. There you go, Bubba. Oh, that's a good sample.
Yeah, just all of a sudden you said
Yeah.
to do it. That was pitiful. Okay.
All right, fine. You win.
Give me one more.
Come on, bud. Let's go. Come in.
Let's go.
Oh,
Come
of
on.
course, I hit you right in the worm. There we go. All right, so let's do a little bit of an update and a little bit of a rundown on bull test. So this was the first time using Heather, our normal vet. Typically we have a vet that comes from like Black Creek, and she does a really, really good job. But we figured we would give our normal vet, our regular vet, a chance because she just had gotten the equipment. I think we were like the second or third time that she had done tests. So she was a little bit new at it, but I think it, all things considered, went pretty decent. So all the bulls tested, everybody passed. Factor passed, all the other bulls passed. We had to run the Bravo bull through twice. He is fine. He was fine in the barn. He was fine outside, moving around. I've never had any issues with him. In the chute, he was not happy. He went down multiple times. He is fine. He's totally fine. He just got into some positions that were not very good. He just did not like it in there. I think our chute is good. Like I said earlier, our chute's good for calves. It's good for cows. Bull tests, maybe it's not the greatest, but it's still pretty decent. I definitely would not mind an upgrade. So everybody passed, had our bumps in the road, but we got through it. It's still, you're still dealing with yearling bulls. So now we got to get everybody worked back around. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to show because my battery's running low. But yeah, now we just got to get feeding done and get everybody back where they belong. So, all right, let's get it going. Hey, how's it going? It is Wednesday afternoon. We are going to, I think, haul a few more loads out of that back loafing shed area. But we got to get feeding done first so we can swap out the buckets. It's a nice mic drop. He's got a nice back end on him. Looks like he maybe had a little bit of the Schlitz, but it's still pretty dry. That's probably from the weather we had last week. Oh, here's Puffy Face. And she is like, I'd say she's like 98, 99% back to normal. There ain't nothing wrong with her. Nothing wrong with her. As Dad would say, a lot of red out here. That is a Bruno bull out of 431. He's looking pretty solid. Yeah, you are, bud. Here's that Eagle bull. Not the one that we gave a shot to. This is the one out of the first calf heifer. He's got a little bit different head. He's got kind of small ears. I think he gets that from Dad. He doesn't get that from Mom. And I'm getting close to getting her submitted with her DNA sample. Since I got a DNA sample on her, that's Joey's heifer, and then also got a DNA sample on Factor. So both of those guys, we're going to send both of them in. I just kind of had to pick on Factor. Like I know where on Factor I know who his sire is, obviously, but they do give you the option for some alternates just in case. I think that's like, oh, if you got 2 or 3 bulls and you're doing a DNA test, which bull is it? If it's not this bull, who'd be the next option? Who'd be the next option after that? So I had to pick a couple bulls that I knew Stanley was running, and honestly, I picked a couple bulls that I wouldn't necessarily have wanted them to be from because they're not 100% full fleck. So I put those as my alternates. Now Stanley runs different sire groups or different pasture groups. So one sire, one pasture. So the only way there could be an issue is if he just marked down the wrong sire for him. I doubt that would be an issue. So if there's an inconclusive test, then when we bring him in the fall, maybe we'll run him through and get another sample and then have to pick some more bulls, unless they can determine even after that who he's from. I'm not sure. I'm not a DNA specialist, that's for sure. So order of operations here. First, we make sure with the hydraulics that that back gate is lifted. We've already wrecked it once before, actually trying to get it ready last year. Make sure that gate is open. Next, I got this little string here that's hooked up to basically the gearbox for this thing. There's 3 settings. There's low speed, so the apron goes slower. The beaters always stay the same based on your RPM. Then there's a high speed, and then there's just what's called cycle, where the beaters will stop, but the apron keeps going. So you always want to make sure it's in low speed when you start. I can see the setting. Start it out and rev her up. Now our last spreader did not have one of those gates on it, and I mean obviously it's a really nice feature because we do run into some of those situations where we do have a little bit soupier stuff, and we used to have to like try and take really solid vent packs, set it in the back of the spreader, then put the soupy stuff in front of it. It was kind of a joke. Now when I get down towards the last little bit, I'll actually put the gate down just a little bit, about a third of the way, and then you wait to put it in until apron cycle mode until it's basically done. Because if you get too much in there when you put it into cycle, you'll start breaking stuff then too. Got that cleaned out, loafing shed stuff, so all the manure back there is all at least on the pile. So yeah, I got Bethany had to take Dodge to a puppy class, and I've got a coaches meeting, first one of the year. Hey, how's it going? It is, well, it's Thursday afternoon, and we're gonna feed quick, and then I think we're gonna go service the 44. And I think we might have to take the wheel off of the Mahindra. Do really like the way this 75 Bold Ruler heifer is coming along. I mean, this is our oldest calf, but she is also, between her and the Eagle Bull, I mean, they're kind of heads and tails above everybody else. So sometimes you find pretty neat things laying on the ground. Number one of the year. I think I found 30 last year. Number one. Big bolt. Is it?
Yep.
One thing we were worried about is this bolt here is actually an upgrade kit. There used to be, what was it, three bolts in there, like 3/8 bolts that held this retainer plate on. And what they had found is that those bolts were coming loose, and then this was all kind of separated.
Snapping off.
Oh, they were snapped. Well, because they were coming loose though. Yeah. So they switched to this big guy, which definitely is an upgrade. All right. Hey, happy Friday. All right, we are starting out right away in the shop because we need to put the Mahindra back together so we can feed. Dad went and got all the parts today. So yeah, let's get her going. We probably should have put the torch on that and grease that bearing. Probably would help us out. All right, official status update. So you've seen we got everything together, put together for the actual wheel assembly. We're getting pretty good at that. They did give us a little bit different bearing this time. They actually gave us a sealed bearing. Well, that was a very enjoyable experience. We did finally get the hydraulic line on. Dad was able to find the connections we needed, but yeah, that was fun. And we're just waiting for it to stop raining now. Actually had a couple little spears of hail come down. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I can hear it on the shop roof.